Hi guys, it's Owen here from InvestinU again with today's tip, trick and shortcut. Let me just start by wishing everybody a happy new year. So this is the first one of the new year, 2021. And today I've decided to, again, just kind of step away from Excel for a little bit. And we're going to talk about Word. What we're going to talk about in Microsoft Word is highlighting. The great ways to highlight text when it comes to Microsoft Word. You know yourself. You've probably done it. Most people do the old click and drag when it comes to it. And often you find when you're doing stuff like that, it highlights too much or too little. So what I want to do is start this year off with a nice easy one when you're highlighting words or sentences or paragraphs when it comes to Microsoft Word. Great news is a lot of this will work across the board. So if you're working with PowerPoint, you're working with Outlook, these tips will work. Like always, let me just step out of this PowerPoint presentation here. And I'm going to start with a nice little Word document. Now, I've got a blank Word document here. Now, this, I suppose, best way to look at this is a tip within a tip. So I don't know if you knew this, but if you're ever teaching somebody how to use Microsoft Word, nice little tip that most trainers have who work with Microsoft Word is this. If you go to any document in Microsoft Word and type in equals or AND, open a bracket, close a bracket, and then hit the enter key, you get a random piece of text. Now, why would you use that? Well, for me, it's perfect. If you can't, like I've said many a time, if you can't type to save your life, that's a fantastic one. You know, so if I need a random piece of text in the middle of a class, that's what I generally use it for. Anyway, enough about that. So the first bit I want to start with today is how do you highlight a word in Word? Or again, remember PowerPoint, this will work in Outlook as well. So again, what I was saying to you just at the start there was, what do most people do? They do the click and drag and you find often it highlights too little or too much or whatever. So best way to do this, the next time you're highlighting any particular word in Word, you go to that word and you simply double left click on it. So you're double left clicking on it and watch what it does. It highlights that word. But here's the best part. Not only does it highlight the word, but it highlights the space to the right of it. I mean, how many times have you highlighted a word and you highlight the exact word, but you forget about the space and you end up deleting the word. And what are you left with now? You're left with two spaces, the one that was on the left, the one that was on the right. Fantastic way, isn't it? You can see a simple, look, double left click. So I'm double clicking on the word and that could be any size. Look, I'm going to click word, help, and you can see it's not only highlighting the word, but it's highlighting this space to the right-hand side. So if I delete that word, you can see the whole thing gets rid of. And the space on the right hand side. That's the first one. So how do you delete it? How do you highlight a word? Simply double click on it. Now what about this next one? How do you highlight a line? Now be careful here, not a sentence, okay? A line of text. And this is what this is really useful for, by the way, is if you've got headings in a document, you wanted to highlight those headings. But the best way to do this is to go into the left-hand margin of your document and you go to any line of text and left click once beside that line of text. And look at this, highlights just that line. Remember, I said not the sentence, but the line of text. So for example, if I had a heading here, so I'm just going to knock this paragraph down. This is a heading, right? So heading one style, I want to apply a heading one style to this, you know, I'm using formatting, whatever it is. If I click once in the left-hand margin beside it, look, left-hand side of it, bang, highlights the whole thing. I mean, how good is that? Now, I'm going to come back to the sentence in a second. But what if I then said to you, well, how about highlighting a paragraph of text? So again, you know, you can see, yes, you can do the click and drag, but what if this paragraph started on one page, finished on another page or whatever? Easiest way to do it. Again, I'm going to go into my left-hand margin and guess what I'm going to do? This time I'm going to double left click beside the paragraph. I mean, how good is that? Any paragraph, left-hand margin, double left click beside it. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Highlights that paragraph and only that paragraph. Moving on. What if I then said to you, well, we need to change the text of the entire document. At the moment, it's going with Calibri. I want to change that to Times New Roman or Arial or one of those. So I need to select everything in my document. Now, anybody who's worked with these Microsoft products knows there's a shortcut key called the Select All. And that is Ctrl A. So if I hit Ctrl A here, look what it does. It highlights the entire document. But again, what if you're not mad about shortcut keys? You prefer using the mouse. Well, you go into your left-hand margin and this time, don't single click, don't double click, but triple click. Look what it does. It highlights, eventually, it highlights the entire document for you. Look at that. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but you can see if I triple click, highlights the entire document for me. A simple triple click, go into my left-hand margin and click 3 times and it highlights the entire document for you. The last and final one that I want to show you here then is what about the sentence? I want to highlight just the sentence of text. So I'm going to pick one here. First paragraph here, when you click online videos and it finishes on the second line here, you want to add. So I want to start here, and I'm trying to click and drag and I'm highlighting too little, too much. Easiest way to do this. You need to highlight a sentence, any sentence in Microsoft Word, in Outlook. Okay? All you need to do is hold down the Control key and left click once beside any sentence or in any sentence. Look at this. Hold down the Control key, left click once. Look at this. Try the sentence here. Hold down the Control key, left click once, and it highlights that sentence and only that sentence. Some absolutely brilliant ones. Just makes it that bit easier when it comes to using Microsoft Word. Like always, guys, if you really like these tips and tricks and shortcuts or any of these videos that were shown, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You'll find us on Facebook. You'll find us on Instagram. You'll find us under InvestinU Ireland. You can also find a lot of these videos and tips and tricks on our website at www.investinu.ie. Like always, guys, stay safe and I'll talk to you next week.